So I'm gonna react to No More Dream by BTS. I've never heard this track before. We're gonna take a listen to this. We're gonna watch the music video. Let's see what happens. Um, and here we go. Okay. Hold up. The very first video I reacted to was Yet to Come. That was the very first music BTS song I reacted to. And I did that because it was just there and I didn't know anything about BTS and it was fun. And in that video, I talked about I didn't understand the significance of any of the stuff in there because I had never heard a BTS song before. Now I'm seeing some of these things pop up in some of the videos going back to Yet to Come, and this school bus is one of them, which may also be in another video based on some of the comments. So I think it's kind of cool. Like it's like watching movies in reverse order. You know, let's go.
What's up? This is Backhead exclusive.
Yo, that bass sounds awesome.
BTS, Rap Monster, Jin, Jimin, J-Hope, Faye.
This is a fun video. This is a fun video. Thank you for suggesting this. This is fun. I like this a lot. Again, I was listening to the first BTS song I listened to earlier today was a ballad. Again, I could listen to ballads, not a problem. I'll give my opinion on them, but I definitely prefer, like, if I'm going to be reacting to something, it's going to be hard for me to react to something that's slow paced, you know, without being overly critical of like other things because it's going to be stripped down. You know what I'm saying? So this is fun. No More Dream. It's great editing. Yo, this is a dope track. All right. First of all, they look very young in this video compared to the other videos I've watched. How old is this video? Let me know in the comments. I like to read the comments. I think that's more fun than going and looking things up. That's just me personally, and it makes the channel a little more interactive. This is a really cool scene here.
알았어 엄마 지금 독서실 간다니까.
Okay, so here's what's great about being able to do a live stream full of a bunch of different tracks. Earlier in the live stream, we did a reaction just before this on a hip-hop song that I said had no difference in cadence between the verse and the chorus. Did you hear the difference between the verse and the chorus? It's totally different. Because the way that BTS seems to write, and I will be doing a reaction to behind-the-scenes stuff, I promise you, but you can tell that they go based off of what is catchy. They don't think about what they have to say. That can't be how they write songs. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense otherwise. So when they write music, it's clear that's what the forefront of their mind is. How can I make the catchiest, like, verse, chorus, bridge, intro, song all together that I can make? So I'm going to rewind this just a tad and listen to how it switches versus like what we heard earlier in a hip hop song, which I already forgot the song's name because it was so boring to me. On the arrangement side, that this stands out even more.
알았어 엄마 지금 독서실
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is get these settings. Why did this go to Korean? Let's translate to English. I had this in English earlier and it switched over, which is super weird. And I know I'm going to get so many comments of translate. Okay. Because I don't know what they're saying, except for I heard big ring and all that kind of stuff.
알았어 엄마 지금 독서실 간다니까
Get my hair done? That's funny. Okay. Do you hear the difference? Like, more people need to write music if they're trying to get a fan base and you're trying to stand out in today's like music economy. You have to be memorable, and part of that is, like I was saying earlier, is you have to be able to write music that is a bit of surprising. Like, you have to take me on a journey, and it can't be the same journey for 2.5 minutes. Like, it just won't. We're living in a day and age now where things are going to be even quicker. Like, this generation is like 6 seconds or less for a video. Like, imagine like 5 years from now, even not even a full generation, where it's going to be like, catch me in the first half a second on this video, or I'm swiping up. Everyone's attention span is just getting shorter and shorter. So you have to write music like this now. It almost seems like it. Like, if you want a fan base, you have to do it in your own way. But like, this is genius. The arrangement's so good. Okay. I earlier also, because if you're watching a clip of this, you're probably not going to know what I'm talking about. I talked about the rule of 3 in music production, where it's suggested that you take something like a line or a phrase and you change it up on the 3rd time or sooner even. This one doesn't even, like, it's like the rule of 2. Like, every other line is something different happening. Like, it's really why a lot of like quick cut videos on YouTube do so well. Like, that's one of the reasons why Mr. Beast, for example, on YouTube does so well, is because the style of editing is made to keep your attention. And so if you do that with your music, like what's going on here, it will just make you that much more interesting to people. Okay? So not only is the music interesting, but the video is doing the same thing. So pay attention to this, and backtrack just a second and pay attention to the changes. Like, nothing's repeated. Okay? But no. That was the first line. Not the same the second time around. Like, not even close. None of that was the same. None of that was the same. There was not one like melody between any of the stanzas at all. Okay, so on the verse, it changed up a lot, which, let's be real, like, with people's attention spans, again, the verse is going to be the one that you're going to want to make sure you keep people's attention. On a chorus, it has to be singable. It has to be singable. So, like, now we go back to the rule of 3, where it changes up. The melody changes a little bit, but it's something that you're going to be able to remember because it's repeatable. You know what I'm saying? It's repeatable. And that's what makes, I think, more modern hip-hop, at least in the States, in my opinion, right now, kind of boring, minus like a couple of people. Because it's just, there's no change. Like, there's no change in cadence, rhythm, melody even sometimes. It doesn't switch keys. Nothing happens. It's always the same beat. Sometimes like the last song I listened to was on a loop. Like on a loop, you know? This is different. I wish more people would take from the arrangement style of this group, because I am gonna I don't want to say steal, because it's not, it's like open ideas. I'm definitely learning more as the more music I check out from this group. I definitely am. And there's a lot of like carbon copy type setups within the business of K-pop and within the songwriting style of K-pop that it won't hit. It just won't hit the same. But it's definitely, you could tell the arrangement and the structure is taking from the same concepts. And if we can learn anything about that as people who make music, this is definitely one of them. Okay, I heard maybe one line, sorry, two lines that had the same melody, and everything else was not the same when you, like, if you were to like put it next to it. You know what I'm saying? So go back a second. Pre-chorus. You hear the transition as it goes up? The translation on the YouTube English subtitles is garbage. I just want to let everyone know in the comments that I know. And because of the way I record the show, I do not have the lyrics pulled up. This is a live stream. And so we kind of have to move at a certain pace. So I just want to let you know, I'm aware it's a little weird. Okay, another thing I've noticed in the execution of this music video and a lot of videos that kind of hit is they will change, like transition to a new scene like every 2 beats, every 2 bars, every 2 seconds, something like that, where it's always keeping you on your feet. Again, rule of 3, 1 2 switch, 1 2 switch, 1 2 switch. Beat 1, beat 2, same, beat 3, switch. Everything is done to keep you paying attention, and it's working. Watch. 2, switch, 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 switch. See, even that last one? Never more than 2 beats. Never more than 2 beats. So if you're an artist or someone who makes things, keep that in mind as you're making stuff, because at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of artists out there. I'm not comparing everybody to BTS and like the execution of this, but there's a lot of artists out there that like they're equal. Like the majority of the people who put their music out on an execution standpoint, they're all doing the same thing and they're all not succeeding. So if you look at big giant artists and how they execute and you steal the little details out of how it's being done, not what's being done, I'm telling you, you would be doing 10 times better than what you're doing now. Also, another thing, people call this the millennial chant, but obviously it's something that's transcended a demographic, you know. But one of the things that is also singable is like, I think it's probably around mid-ish 2000s, we started to hear a lot more chants, la la la, oh oh oh, ah ah, ah, that kind of stuff, where it's like literally you don't even speak the language and it's just like you're making a sound, you know? And that kind of stuff is extremely not overused. Like I don't hear a lot of this in this group's music only when it's needed, but like that's something that people do. People put that stuff in there so you'll sing with them. And it makes it like memorable. Like this is not the first group obviously to put that kind of chant into their music, you know? But they do it because it works. La 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 la. Come on. They wrote that going, would it be cool to hear the group like of the crowd sing la 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 la, like it's a call and response kind of thing. Yes, Logica says repetition can be very satisfying in image when well done. I'll translate that to image probably being something different, but repetition can be very satisfying when you hear it back. Like, yeah, 100%. Repetition and also familiarity. Like, if you're familiar with something, kind of, and you don't really know what it is, your subconscious wants to like it. The nostalgia thing is real. I have so many things in my room that are like part of my childhood. And if I were to go in, and just like any group, and I guarantee you this is something in the psyche of like the songwriters and the people in this group. If you were to go in and go like, hey, what's a hit song from 30 years ago that people have all heard? What's a little element of that that I can take and put into this song so that it kind of sounds familiar? Like it's literally that's how it's almost psychotic to be honest with you. Like the level of intrigue that not intrigue, what am I saying? It's the level of thought and detail that goes in this kind of stuff. Like there is a psychological element that this group clearly understands that they're doing on purpose and they're putting that into their music. Again, that's the difference between a group like this and a group that may be more like, hey, I'm gonna write just some songs and talk about how I feel. Like there's so much more to it than that. And as an artist, you have to be able to do that. You really do. You have to be able to do that.
To all the youngsters without dreams.
Also, the littlest thing, if that guy was wearing like aviators or something like something I would wear and it wasn't some sort of like cyborg looking thing, it just wouldn't hit the same. Like that's another thing. Sorry. The littlest things make this video what it is. Okay, so that was okay. I'll have to say this. It's up there with some of the other BTS songs that I've heard in terms of like singability and just like, you know, the groove, like everything's I actually really like this a lot.